So everything is live on Zoom, but also recorded on YouTube for later. Can tell you more after the session if you're interested. They are all from Tripoli Muslim in South India. And they came up here to learn languages. Because there's language schools down in the monasteries, they have a lot of Geshes, but they only speak Tibetan, and a lot of people in the world don't speak Tibetan. And while they're here already, they also give us classes.
You also teach them English?
Yeah, I have an English conversation class after this class. But there's also Geshes that learn Chinese, and someone started learning Portuguese, so all the time they're using language. Huh?
Zoom address sent.
Yes.
Ana.
Everything ready? Anna?
Ana 저거래 Zoom 그디 가장 문들라인데.
Do you see her in the meeting?
Hmm?
I think she left the meeting again.
She's gone. Geshe, who do we need to send the link? To Ale.
Oh, no, she's not here. She does go back.
Levson, trashi delle
Ah,
combe
listen.
niente parola zungi kacha nyamaso. Dicene.
Lele.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Wait. Supposed to be connected.
It's connected. She's not going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then turn it on, yeah, no?
No, it doesn't.
Hmm? Anna, can you say something?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? You're trying to connect the speaker.
But here it's like full volume.
Yeah.
Hola, hola.
For some reason you're in the speaker, but you're really quiet.
Again? Anna, can you say no?
Can you say something?
Hello, hello.
Ah, now we got it.
Okay, cool. Hello everyone.
되게 중중지 말이 용금도 되게.
Ale. Lasso.
타고도
Oido se.
러서. 러서 아니다 대양 뭐 무슬레샤 참말 참주자시 되레신 인드라고 저체.
So there are new people and lots of people who have come here to the center and also new people that I see on Zoom. So I want to welcome all of you. Hello, everyone.
되니다. 그래서 아주 디sab지 anybody kada chuji gubi jimsen da gato di ngol ta dosun bache ta da di nani ma ani son di da bala ani number sanji bi chu se di country ji ngoni do do se di ani sabi ji simand ji la kari yor tin ji di kari yor ji demba ni ji tu sa de ji demba ni che di kang le ya lam de le ya tabshi ni che lam tabshi ni lam tabshini drupala nyamle kumba chepala tenni kar tatukun driburu de kar re seondu ani dribukuni o tig nam shaji shege dus sonda ani da tambo ale ngacho o 아시마 시덴바니가 남자 티칸레 만트레인스.
So today we're going to start with chapter 2 of the book that we're studying, the book of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And we went already through the first chapter, which was the reason why to practice Dharma, or the reason why to practice religion in general, Dharma specifically. And today we're going to start the second chapter, which is recognition of the 2 levels of truth. So here we're going to talk about, since we're talking about the Dharma, let's talk about the foundation of the Dharma. And the foundation of the Dharma is what we call the 2 truths. So upon that foundation, we practice the path. And the path is also consists of 2 things, which is method and wisdom. So we have foundation, the foundation, we can call it the foundation of reality, even though it won't talk on those terms in the book. It's actually the foundation of reality, the 2 truths. Then the path that we practice, which is method and wisdom. And then upon the practice of the path, method and wisdom, we get the result of the wisdom body of the Buddha and the physical body of the Buddha. So in this chapter, we're going to start looking at the foundation of reality, which is the basis, the foundation of the teachings.
Also, Tindi Zambata, any Tombo, Martella Mabongi, Dembaniga Namsha, Dembani, City Dembaniga Namsha, the candidate and Asi or this one shot. Tombo Chundendiga, Yapsin Jim do, Sanji song, Yapsin Jim do Nala, Carson does, the Jitin can be Shella Masemper, Dembandini in Dobranze, Kanshi Kuzu, Tation to them there, Dembasumana Manchi so in. 다 dengi tembi sanji junden diga 다 남비 시tuk산도 두사야 댄사로 sanji 송티레스.
So let's start with the first paragraph. It says, to begin with, we must understand how the 2 levels of truth are presented, how to practice the 2 paths of method and wisdom, and how dependent on them the 2 resultant bodies are attained. Firstly, if we ask how the system of the 2 levels of truth is explained, the meeting of the Father and Son Sutra, which is a teaching directly by Buddha Shakyamuni, says, the knower of the world, without listening to others, taught only these 2 truths. Whatever is conventional is likewise ultimate. There never exists a 3rd truth. So here, Buddha Shakyamuni is presenting the 2 truths.
다 디나르 다나 디츠체 디나르 카르손도 스네 지텐 켐바세 데 다자 톰바 산지 쮸된 데체 아니 샬라 마셈 바르세 소아디가 샬라 마셈 바르세 아디가 돈다디 아니 티캅고 아니 다자 톰바 산지 쮸된 지텐라 페니 자가르 페베 캅라 아니 야 출루다 무투보이 출루 라서바 출루 맘보치게 아나 시기 남자 치레 맘보치 송여르다 디닐라 마템 바체네 Koran rang sat nye shajigan ane namsha ani ti ma kari di yore si Koran sat to ne soya der kari yen sena ani jala masem bazya de tindi jigini kari yore sena demba deni ni je tom dombar zese demba di do ni to ne ngoti nani o tombar zegi yen se ma sunga yen sombare ti kari re si kanshi kurju deshi to demte demba sumyen ba kaya manchi so soya tigo demba tela sondu shikuzu demba tanton demba ni mato telil habi demba sumba sia de na yo mari sondu demba tela ni tak tak yo bata ni le ma me banyo me yo mares oti nam jasungudus.
If we take this quote, it says the knower of the world. So the knower of the world is referring to Buddha Shakyamuni, without listening to others. So here it says that he did not have to rely on others in order to understand the 2 truths. He discovered the reality, the foundation of reality, which are these 2 truths, by himself. And then by himself, without relying on others, without having to be taught by others these 2 truths, he himself taught only these 2 truths. And he says whatever is conventional is likewise ultimate. There never exists a 3rd truth. So here he's establishing the fact that reality is just conformed of these 2 truths, conventional truth and ultimate truth. And therefore he established a specific number of realities or truths And it's two, it's conventional and it's ultimate. And he's saying here there are not less realities than these, and there are not more realities than these.
어드레샤 테네 단다 테난시 제네 아니 따따마 산지 쳔데 디가 아니 아니 공부트게 자와르기 케버 쳔보 아니 대신도 자나 디스기도 난가주네 송니 물라 판자시나 아니 공부르도 송 자와시럽가나라 아니 가르송도 세나 상제 남지 추템바 뎀바남 뎀바니라 양다텐 직된 그룹 덴바다 담비도 덴바 오세요. 다 아니 상제는 지 추템바 덴바니라 양다 덴세요. 대송샤도 시던 거 보르둑.
Then also in the root wisdom is a text by Nagarjuna, is the next quote. He says, doctrines taught by the Buddha, so the teachings taught by the Buddhas, are perfectly founded on these two truths, on the two truths, conventional truth and ultimate truth. So here, Nagarjuna, in which is one of his main texts, which is the root verses of wisdom, he establishes that also that the Buddha only relied on these two truths.
대송샤도 다디 덴바니라 양다 덴세니 덴바니 다기 다란시 그도 덴바 담비도 덴바 시송송샤 티 가르송도 되니 마송디 아니 예시의 시자 전에 다기랑 최세디 시자라도 요바 탐치 시자 요바 세가 어시디 어디를 샤니 때라 시자 때라 가리 요레스나니 덴바니 요레스 다기 덴바니 되체 예시 시자 제데 때라 때르니 예나 구두 덴바다 돈덴베 덴바니 요첸 시때 아니 돈돈 덴바 용수 춤나 구두 덴바 임바 넘버 케바다 소샤 대신도 구두 덴바라양 저니 때터이 임비 덴바니보 때니 판사 pon데 웅거리 소샤 티가리스도 돈다데 가레레시온데 덴바니보데 덴바니 요바데 덴바니보데 코랑 칸디니 요레시온데 다 아니 추카레르지 옛나야 시자 가레르지 옛나야 돈담비 덴바싱게디 임바디 아니 용수 춤나시디 용수 쩌나시디 또나 셴나 아니 돈담 구두 덴바 임바도 파남체레 켄도 시디 추티야 시데서다 머티 파케도다 시데 그니 구두 덴바 임바 춤나 시데 돈담 덴바 마레세 칸터 쿠니 개와리 타테 파레세야 고테지 송두스.
Then it continues saying, objects of knowledge, and here objects of knowledge is synonymous to existence. So anything that exists, basically. Anything that exists, objects of knowledge, they're all synonyms. So objects of knowledge taken as the basic category can be divided into two classes, conventional and ultimate truth. So this is what the previous quotes have been saying, that anything that exists can be divided into either a conventional truth or it's either an ultimate truth. And we can also hear truth and reality sometimes, even though we translate, like the specific term is truth, it can also be translated as reality, so ultimate reality and conventional reality. Then it continues saying, when an object is directly perceived as being an ultimate truth, it ceases unequivocally to be a conventional truth. The same also applies to the perception of conventional truth, and therefore the two truths are mutually exclusive. So here is explaining that when one perceives the ultimate truth, one necessarily cannot perceive conventional truth. And that when one is perceiving conventional truth, one necessarily does not perceive the ultimate truth. Therefore, these two truths, conventional reality and ultimate reality, they are mutually exclusive. They cannot be perceived at the same. They are not perceived at the same time.
Also, there is a thing. The cancer, choose yoba choose in chinche. Demba nibo kaya maimba chimudu. Demba nibo. You're not dini kana ingos. Demba nibo kana chile mena. 아니 시자 담지 때 문두신스 대니 가야 마임비 덴바 숨바 소장 매베 장이 때 폰서 서비 장이 인 소샤 디가르치기도 소나 아니 시 덴바니디 덴바니 보던 개와 타대바 있나야 지인바다 파케고야당 로이라 판센 빵데니 비엔 딘디 있나야 아니 덴바니 때 아니 갈수이나 폰술 세비 장례 세운디 지당 폰술 세와시디 배낭 아주 여반이 지나 아주 가와당 분바로다 지잘라가리 딘디도 이나 가와다 분바로 지라나 또 개와리 타대바린 개와리 때 있나야 아니 그 가와 많이 분바야 많이 게 양심바 잘라지는 주 몸부 요다 딘디 많이 받지 진짜바 여바지 인 친체라 양나 그도 데바 인고래 양나 돈담 데바 인고 딘이 가야 많이 게 주직되는 요 말에서 어디 어떤 장애래 송고도
So then it says, if either of the two truths did not exist, all objects of knowledge could not be classified within them. Yet there is no third truth, which is not one of these two. Thus, the very mode of classification into two truths does not allow for the possibility of a third category. So here is explaining that the foundation of reality, that reality can only be of two types. It can only be either a conventional truth, or it can only be an ultimate truth, and that these two truths are mutually exclusive, meaning that whatever is a conventional truth cannot be an ultimate truth, and vice versa. However, we can also say that, for example, let's take two phenomena, like, for example, a cup and a pillar. So a cup and a pillar, they are also mutually exclusive, because what is a cup necessarily isn't a pillar, and what is a pillar necessarily isn't a cup. So they're mutually exclusive. However, there are many other phenomena which are not cup and are not pillar. So it's not that all reality is condensed into these two phenomena, right? All phenomena cannot be categorized into either a cup or either a pillar. So this is the difference with the two truths, because the two truths, whatever exists, whatever has an established basis, this is another way of saying that it exists, having an established basis, whatever exists necessarily is a conventional truth or an ultimate truth, and this is what it's saying here. Therefore, there cannot be a third option.
Second question.
Okay.
Are you all aware what ultimate and conventional truth is? Anna?
Are you asking me a question or the rest?
No, I asked them a question if they are aware what ultimate and conventional truth is, and
Sorry, I didn't hear clearly. The internet kind of didn't work there. So are you asking the student?
So some of the students don't know what ultimate and conventional truth is, so it would be good to have a basis definition for this, so they understand what we are talking about.
거기에 로주만치와 군섭된 바다 던단데 바카레 이민 신기요 말에 재산 군섭된 바다 던단된 바다 생이 샤토나 페체 콘솔라 펜도 연사레사.
그 덴바 던던 덴바 tambu kandi 이샤토 나라이베.
네.
레레레. 디니마 티소든 디니마 숭구두다 덴다마 디니마 티스도나 아니 단다티 나 단다가 셈 텐데요. 가리스나 tambu 지나쿠도 덴바스나 가레레 돈돈 덴바스나 가레레 세야 남샤 친조 아니 신이 딱가되기 덴바니 장이 메다 이카르카리요메 지젤디 모든 드나 삼데요. 타나 드도 생겨오디니 단다 꿈딩 자원 무치 소야디 오디니 마 친조가 연시 군이 원진데 갑둘라.
So actually the text is going to explain a bit further on what the two truths are. So this is the way that His Holiness has established it in the text. So we'll see in a bit just what exactly what the definition of these two truths are, and we will be able to understand it.
Tatinani tajidam dondam dembasudi dondam dembasidi tongni dondam demba tongni ani ta o tosula jina tongni lam yelchior til dondam demba sidi tel laguyori yom khona kaptun dilamna tongni la dondam demba sigor tatil minga namra china mambu yori ta chabar china mudu dondam demba tongni seadri ngo de karere seaga da tambo ting wonji chetuna 지금 수업세 지금 동이 생겨든 데리 지레서 지가 네 하고 tum나 데니 동이 많이 베기 주 탐지 주 간르지 요나 디 참아 그도 된 말에서 이야들 이나야 지 코나 그도 된 바다 돈을 된 바고 지 오로다 된도 샤운디 야 코라 줄때 로카니지 샤 요레스 어 데니 지레 두스
However, in general, and this is like a general explanation, in general, when we talk about the ultimate truth, we're talking about emptiness. So, of course, we would need to establish correctly what emptiness is and understand what the nature of emptiness is. And once we correctly understand the nature of emptiness, what we would understand that whatever is not emptiness is necessarily a conventional truth. So when we're talking about ultimate truth, we're always talking about emptiness. When we're talking about conventional truth, we're talking about everything else, everything that is not emptiness. So we will give like specific definitions later.
Tene tavi gane tongni lamna ya pe chapo tonda ko khabo pe kala khabo jire sha se ni ti ga ngonzen do de ba ti ste wo je che gane ti skita kala khabo tene jire sha se ina ya chi su nde de kar la gore sena macho chala pumba da kawala so chi karin de chi ina ya ti khorang ngo ya khorang ngo de la khorang ni lu de la khorang ne tang de la thar tu be ne tang chi Netan tatubaji, tene pan rona netan tsea nenge netan tatubaji, nelu tatubaji yore, tela toni lagu yore, nga so tong de ya kawa pata pumbala so pata chu karan de ji na ya, tia nelu tatubata tandan de ji ne kap ji na nga so hako umar, to tu yo ma res. O, tindri to mutu ya ge tanda ti tatube nelu de kare res ya, o ji ti ji hako na tela nelu tatu lagu yore, te tondab den ba si yore, tongni si yore, tindri si lagu dos.
That's it. And as I was saying, understanding emptiness is very hard. It's not a topic that we can just, swoosh. It's not a topic that we can just swoosh over. It's actually a very hard topic. However, if we take any phenomena's ultimate reality, ultimate way of existing is emptiness. So the ultimate way of existing of any type of phenomena is emptiness, and this is what we call an ultimate truth.
Tenita kazu yonta ka maso nangbat sanje bishonga nala karisna demba matuba toni dembar matuba dembar matuba dempar terata chidu te igitala yang te gacha ichapar chidu dembar matuba se adela toni senada kud nilu thatu sena te sigidu ti dembar matub layaga tontan te kare rese tu chi samno tansan de kar gudu sena chu karan de chi yina yang trub yon di chi shen la teni trub shaya mato korong trub tang thatu pada tang di shen la chiga maten ba cheni ani korong chi rangchu tu ba cheni pagi ngoni teni trub tu modu teni truba chi yona tel dembar truba lagri tindi nepa tela dembar matuba si dochon ro chena tindi dijila tanda tondam demba sina tongni si tindi chire lagdo seres.
So this ultimate way of existing of all phenomena, which we use the word emptiness to describe it, means that phenomena are not truly established, or they're not inherently established, meaning they do not exist inherently. That means that if one phenomena is not established inherently, it means that for it to exist, it necessarily depends on something else. So nothing exists independently of everything else. Everything exists interdependently. So a lack of independent existence is what we called not inherently established. All phenomena are not inherently established, and therefore they are empty. They're empty of inherent existence.
Tanda pitagi dembar matuba sena korong nelu thatu se nga chochi lai ba te nelu thatu se di kana dron du yana ka lag du chuti ga ranshin thatu lag du ranshin thatu pe sana nga chonde diri chada du me ora me chabo de me ranshin re la ya chore me chabo de me ranshin re la ya de tiang tanda ranshin thatu pa de mare se tele pha chona and Koran Tila Netan Tatu Bajin do say Ranji Theory. Tengato Myth of me Ranshi racing a roaching Mombo Yonta, method Saura, Koran make Ranshi Land Jilabe Yore, Daniel Yor that Tian, Ranshin Tatu but the Tramu the Mari Teliga, Ranshin Tatu but Cha de la, Ani Tontam de Baton, Donis and Nil Tatu the Tela, Digital Labudus.
So when we talk about the ultimate reality of a phenomena, we're talking about the ultimate nature of any phenomena. Let's say, for example, fire. So in a way, the conventional nature of fire is to be hot and to burn. So to be hot and burning is the conventional nature of fire, but this is not its ultimate nature. Its ultimate nature would be a lack of inherent existence. This would be the ultimate nature. So fire has conventional nature and it has an ultimate nature.
That Tindin Dojing on the Chibigani, Danda Dinalama, Nani Gansu, Jangur Buchig, Danda Dinal, Losar Mijanal Machina, Tondam Dembango, the candidate Yores on the Tondam Lakubi Rishi Lui, Umuji Netun, Tondam Dembatang, Jiktin be dam, Tanila, and Jibilon, Tani Pilom, Lotani Payin Laji, Jetan, Jepa, Taras, Tindi, Jona Sombanashi Jenny. Dur duna karesena karason dusena mata make pingani japi ani kurzubi namdra mambu shi joko yola sha ta shi kevni ni bi ngoter dontam shi joki yo je den de so ja da di donda de dodo cheonde mani pa dontam demba se ngode je dontam la chubi rishi ki donda la chubi rishi se ya ga da da ani di chu tani da da na de de di donda la chubi rishi di uji nye de korang nye je korang toya ge chu tamarana dontam demba se ngode che gu du tele shamba to go du demba re singe do jire sha.
So if we go to page 12, so on page 12, 1, 2, 3, on the third paragraph, it says, ultimate truth is the actual object found by a reasoning consciousness analyzing ultimate reality. The mind which is involved with worldly terms and designations is called conventional mind, or a mind which is conventional, and the actual object found by it is a conventional truth. So here His Holiness describes what the entity or the definition of an ultimate truth and a conventional truth is. So as we see, an ultimate truth or a conventional truth depends not so much on the object, but the way the mind perceives the object.
Tene mandinama Tun Dambasio de Tun Dambasia de Samtuta Ikin la Kari Yorelana, Paramanta Sidasia de Yoson Yos, Tina Ti Tonda Masha de Paramne, Tambatan, Cho Sola Jubase, Jusosa, Ani Artasia de Jipa Tuenla Jusonsha, Ani Sidasia de Demba tang tapa sola jukpa le kamdur ani tuen shiba ni rangtun shentun sewa tabi tun tabi gudun lam mulche par sija tuen seya de tuen de rangtun da shentun seya tuen se tanda di kap tuen seya di tuen tamba seya tuen la jugre seya di tuen de tenile shag mare musha ba kandu chil shagung du sene ishi tamba lu ishi yakshu tamba lu shibar chavi tuen shibar chawa yuri shibar chavi tuen dona karsinam tatik kyubi rishi la ishi tamba sene tanda jagar ge shunga nani jeni samtai ke nani maksonsa ke don tamba se yaksontur don tam se yaksontur de dindi chire shas.
It follows then the next paragraph. It says, in Sanskrit, ultimate truth is called Paramartha Satya. Parama means ultimate, excellent, etc. And Artha means purpose or meaning. Satya means truth, permanent, etc. However, in this context, purpose does not denote the so-called purpose of self and others, but the object understood by an exalted wisdom awareness, the object of analysis, the object to be found. It is called ultimate because it is excellent, exalted, and bears such significance. So here when we called ultimate truth, and if we look at the etymology according to the Sanskrit, is the meaning, is the meaning, it can also be translated as the purpose, but perhaps in English it's better the meaning. It's the meaning understood by an exalted wisdom awareness. So it's that which is found by this type of wisdom, by an exalted wisdom.
dindish, naso, Jimse Dindi Yinsang, Takpar Chavi Dun, Takchi Chia, Takpar Chavi Dun, Yana Nibi Dun, Ludiga Pa Niebas, Ludiga Toba, Ludiga Pa Chenikura Inta Chuba, Nibi Dun, Yimbi Jimse Dun Dang, Tendavi Dunya Yinla, Ni Dunjin Chok, Senada, Dunjin Chok, Tambaya Yimbi Nasi, Dundam Demba, Dundamba Dance. dindichila kutodam demba sigarese karisena takpar chawa gutuen pa tash kebi pan tartu gute pa drona tilil haji ko chigi netang meba ji pa tani keba chena tundu da gutuen da ani dindi takchi jibi pan tartu be nye pa ni tsani ko tsani trubi tuen da denda gutuen ni imba masen chokam pa nye toya ge luge toya ge nani yam chokam 아니 딘디 임바 담바 임바 임비 점탱기 돈담바 레시 어디 돈담 덴바지 돈담바시 딘디지가 딘디지레 손샤.
So here it says that the ultimate truth is the object of analysis. So it's an analyzed object and it's the object to be found. So it means that the ultimate truth is that which is found by an exalted wisdom awareness, by an exalted wisdom basically. After having analyzed reality, what they find, what that wisdom finds, is the ultimate truth. So that which is seen, that which is found after a previous analysis, is ultimate truth.
어디 손샤. 되니 구주 바타르 나운출 단니출 몬텀바 마임바르 나운출 단니출 텀바르 네페나 아니 돈담 덴바스 데야데 가르 덴바레시아 또 덴바다 줌바라에 줘라. 코 나와나시 ngaso tini re samba nanshi ko tondala re yinde yona dembari seada ngaso chi shambaji re samtende yona korayam ti mai beji ko mi shambaji na yang ko zumbari se jora ngaso ina keje shena yang shepa nanshi korang tonda yona dembari seada shepa nanshi tona mena zumbari la jora tini ko shepa nanshi yona dembari la na je tanda lui pa lon tatu pa ke ni porque kepa nanshi ko yu ko la Then
it says, unlike conventional fictions, whose mode of appearance is incongruent with their mode of existence, its mode of appearance is congruent with its mode of existence. Therefore, it is called truth or ultimate truth. So why do we use the term truth, ultimate truth? Why is it true? It is true because the way it appears to our minds, right? The way we perceive it, our perception, and the way that phenomena actually exist is in harmony. It coincides. It's the same, and that's why it's a truth, because the appearance or our perception of that phenomena, and its ultimate reality, and the way it ultimately exists, it is true, and that's why it is called an ultimate truth. However, this is not the case with conventional truth, which, as it states here, its mode of appearance, so the way it appears to us, the way we perceive it, and the way it actually exists do not coincide, and that's why it's also called here a fiction. Sometimes we say it's a false truth, or it's unreal. Why? Because its mode of appearance, our perception of it, and its way of existence are not the same. They do not coincide.
tanda ngato ndi tondam demba korang ngodo ya ngonzi chene shepe kabla tanda dinanam do dibano dendi jimato modu chidan tonda da hajan chapo da dinza ani ji sewo do shuji da yapo ji ta khalsam chene dineshim tanda rayung modu da yang ngato kale yang shamba din kani jang diri chetuna ani tes ser do gres dem tondam demba ngodo tanda dinri jires.
So this is a very deep topic. It's a topic that it takes a lot of time to understand, and we will understand it if we keep at it and we go slowly and gradually. So here in the text, since it's just an introduction, it just states the nature of the ultimate truth in a very brief manner. However, in the future, if we continue studying slowly, it will become more and more clear.
되게 지내셔. 다틴다 돈 담비 뎀바 때라 아니 파 코로나라 파 치니 남들 치니 예완로에는 가리 요레시온디 아니 단단디나라 돈담 뎀바라 이나 로벤 진짜 진짜 그디 로벤 다와트바 틴제 오마 주바나라 가르 손샤세는 담민 되는 조남들 추추당 간사 이외 남니 손세야가 돈담 뎀바라 짜위 짜와가 예와 제와 이나 예와니 번두스 데니티 올마 대체 뜸비 라리안 딩인네 들자 남라 치데 남마 송데 대 양조바 들자 로단 참바지니 파파 체나 텔양 아니 기버 바 몽부치야 두스 칸디 두스나 추다 치비 똥바 니 가르두스나 주주셰닌 도디데 라리안 시셰 때단 대신대한 셰바 인세야도 또 되네 되네 파 똥니라 주주다 접게다 니슈라서 바 예와다 양마츠 뒤네 양주 똥니 시그널 뒤야가 똥바니라 예와 예와 샤원디 틴디 샤트 몽부진 두스
Laso kisilanga tanda digyurgin yina yanga zo tanda ngama ki shokjanga manga zo des hayore kainsena dondam dembagi ngowo sung kiran dondam dembagi ngowo sung yora ne dingola des loyal hasun
티 제리 야친 드나 야부디 기다 kuzu 뎀바야세 뎀바디야 시니 올 드와이데도 다티니 팅니가 냠도 치체나 지니야 냠도 야요나야 지구도 결혼 가리 단다 소나 지구도 캬버면도
Laso. So if we continue, it says that if we divide, it says that if ultimate truths is further categorized, so if we are to further divide the ultimate truth, then Acharya Chandrakirti says in the supplement to Nagarjuna's treatise of the Middle Way, so this is introduction to the Middle Way, which is the main text of Chandrakirti, says this selflessness was taught in two categories, that of persons and that of phenomena, in order to thoroughly liberate wandering beings. Therefore, the teacher further taught many aspects of it openly to the disciples. Thus, elaborating, he taught 16 emptinesses, and abbreviating them again, taught 4, which are also accepted by the Mahayana. So here it says that the ultimate truth, even though we're always talking about the same nature of things, they can be divided in terms of its object, that its object of negation, its basis of object, not in relation to its object of negation, but in relationship to the basis of the object of negation.
알레라서 어따티 제데 단다 나 또니 돈담 뎀발라 예와 딘디 샤데데 가르레세나 시 간사가 다음에다 취지 다음에 니 자위에 니시아들 간사가 다음에다 취지 다음에 세니 치기도 세네 그게 니시온디 돈담 뎀발라 예와 니시온디 니레스 대단하야 기버치나 아니 우보 동반이다 우보 메비 동반이다 한신 동반이다 한신 우보 동반이세 아니 돈이 제시기도 되네야 나 돈반이라서 돈이 주주 저기 니슈 소요 소샤 그때다기 파시 접제라서 여바디 셰어리 다또 도도도 지시네 가르두스네 대다기 오당 동반이 뭔보 남장 뭔보지 셰샤요리 돈이 좀오 참말로 오 찍바레지 오 돈이 오라 뭐저 잡아려 요 말이 오 참마 찍바레지 디당 가자 강기 동바 속 찜송 예성디 돈이 그 가자 오 찍바인데 그런 거 도쇼 가자 대 찍바인 거래 오 찍바인 소나 안티 가자 대 찍바레지 찜송 인제 가자 동서 찍버테 돈이지 남이랑 먼저 때 가르세나 아니 다 돈이가 남이 먼저 가리고니 샤바레 되는 뭐 보지 고 거랑 오 찍바레 아니 가자 찍바이나 먼저 이와도 가리르세나 거로 동사가 동시 주제인데라 오늘 여 먼저 뭐 보지 체기요리 디왕게 이거 때문에 돈이나 돈담된 발라 이와 딘디지니 샤가요레스.
So So in this quote that we just read, it says that we can divide emptiness into two. The selflessness, emptiness being, remember that when we talk about emptiness, we're talking about the lack of inherent existence. So when we talk about the lack of inherent existence, we can talk about the lack of inherent existence of persons and the lack of inherent existence of phenomena. So if we continue below the quote, it says, so both the selflessness of persons and the selflessness of phenomena may also be classified more elaborately as four emptinesses, which are emptiness of functional objects, emptiness of functionless objects, emptiness of nature, and emptiness of other entities. As the 16 emptinesses, internal emptiness, etc., as the 18 emptinesses, and as the 20 emptinesses. However, all exalted phenomena which are not emptinesses are known as conventional truth. So here, regardless, like it can be confusing to think, oh, there are so many types of emptinesses, right? We see there are 2, and then there are 4, and then there are 16, and then there are 18, and then there are 20. However, regardless of however many divisions we say that there are of emptiness, all emptiness, it's of the same nature. It's not that one emptiness is different to the other emptiness. So all emptinesses are of the same nature. Emptiness is always of the same nature. And the object negated by emptiness, the object of negation, remember we're negating the inherent existence of an object. So inherent existence would be the object of negation. It's always the same. So then we could ask ourselves then, why are we dividing emptiness into 4, into 6, into 20? So the reason why we divide emptiness into all these different numbers is in relation to the basis of negation, not to the object of negation, but the basis upon which that is negated. So let's say like a cup, a computer, or a paper, right? So there are different bases, and then we negate the same thing upon that base.
어디 손샤 되네다나 안디니 만디 데고나라 돈이 지적가 손샤 돈이 시디 가레레세 지 가레레 라피세 어시스치 모니키 아니 트바 메바르스 아니 텐시 텐시 디 텐도 모니키 트비 똥바 똥비세 랑시지 요바텔라 돈이 지적이요 손샤 너나 돈이 집안에 주탐치 주첸다 만지비 돈이 양가와 신족탑 매 손샤 조투타 메세 아니 똥바니지 줍치 데니 짱 데니 타파스 데니 타파 임비시 인시 줍치 코바나 아니 가르르도 데니 타비 추시키 토니 토니 지비 모시 조구바 인 손샤 데나세자 가르르나 주체 만자위 차니 토니지 남자야 몽보 손요 손바 인스 데 나한테 토니 라니야 디나는 추요레세 어떤 손샤 티 가르승도 도세나 다 돈이 정원디 가르는 돈이 세하고 돈답 덴바 돈이 세하고 되고 아니 그 라원디 가르르제제디 어저 제시 지단 제니 마도 제시 다니니 메서 돈이 세 양가와 그 랑가와 돈이 세 로카 도도 티니지 요마레스 테 메티 티 돈시 가르스나 그빠 드레사 돈시 주제 돈시 주제들 남좀 뭐지 여비차니 아니 디찬이 레세 어디 따가라 디소지 디 동시 주진 그 동시 주텔라 아니 돈이 코나야 디 동시 디나야 추용거리 요래 마도 아니 디 돈이 디양 동시 마이네 동시들이야 딜 로카 më라지 요고 말이 가이자 돈이게 텐데 돈이 장디 동시데 돈이 샤고 요다 디양 디나야 추요레세 어딘데로 쓰고도
Dice la kiran kanelo imbe tanda yangjer ya chimbe yamena ma chimbe nge nyamaso
알레레 티티 가고 티 투지 디nga 디 드바지 테솔로 인달레 어디도 지나 돈이 세야죠라
re
돈이 세야데 돈이 니시라서 봐요 요새 디 돈이 되고 가리얼 때는 돈시 주제다 만제와 제네로와 돈시 주제다 만제와 제네 돈이 양가와 세야되는지 요 말에 매장 아니 디 돈시 주제들라 남자 몸부지 요타 아니 돈이가 요들라 몸부지 어딘지 지니 샤바레제 다 도도치네 오타가나리샤
Laso. Ina yan di shung nano la duge min duge.
단다 디나 찍지마 지심도 딘 제바 셴바지도 디난도
Ale.
군데랑 소식
That's it. I was asking Geshe-la gave an explanation, and then I couldn't find it in the text. So I was asking Geshe-la, where did you read this from the text? And then he told me he's also reading a separate commentary that I don't have with me. So he's explaining what Geshe-la is explaining, that we should not think of emptiness as something that exists separately from the object we're analyzing, right? From its basis. So when we talk about emptiness, what we're talking is about the ultimate nature of that object, but not as something that exists as separate from the object. So here, when we say that there are many different types of emptinesses, we're talking about there are many types of objects, of conventional objects, and therefore the lack of inherent existence of every one of those objects, we can say there are different emptinesses, although emptiness is of the same essence. But the main thing here to get from this is that emptiness is not something that exists separate from the object. It's the ultimate nature of that object.
다 저당 돈담 덴바 단다 이디 코트 디니 지르자 디니 단다 디니 구줍 덴바 모디 간래 다 디니 마치나 구줍 덴바 모드레샤데 다 디니 구줍 덴바 남샤데레 저 단다 가도 추주 까마 주니 마들 하면도 디버르 양 조틀렌치 샤나 간데나
That's so. So after this, the text is going to start explaining the nature of conventional phenomena. However, we only have 11 minutes left. So would you like to ask some questions in here? Now it's a good moment.
주니 까마 주지
Anna,
Yep.
if I understood correctly, there's like the ultimate truth will be similar for every person, while the conventional truth can be different from my view or the next person. Is that correct? Like there's many different conventional truths about one object?
Okay. I'll ask Geshe-la. Geshe-la, nye koa kare len sol namna ane dendam badi nga zo tsamala chikpare da nga mi re gi ngor la ani chikpare ina ya kunzo demba mi re gi ngor la kaga rebe na nga rangi dendam badi kaga kerangi dendam badi konda nga rangi kunzo demba di kaga kerangi kunzo demba di kaga shembagi kunzo demba di kaga dende rebe ta konti sem truyo sare kai se na nga zo kunzo demba di namdra mindrawa mambo yore was dila tene kon kowa dila yo sare
레레 당초 그 지당 그 시자 주 가리는 있나 그도 덴바 라운드 양코로 그 돈다지 상계지라 워리 주 그도 덴바니 그도 덴바시리 녜팅 그도 덴바 다는 기데 그도 덴바다 스위팅 그도 덴바 람나야 그도 덴바란도 치바로 차도 그래 요르데 이나야 티 코롱 버나 나초 미나 마다 니 심첸 또로인 또 마다 또 kudu tembala yewa chonde tindi rimata mambo chea yore tondam tembala tindi mata ri tawani ne yewa chea yo mares chikpares
So it's not this is not the meaning of conventional truth. It means so conventional truth is not that it's different for every one of us. It means that it's just very diverse because it's referring to conventional reality, right? Like cups and horses and human beings, right? Whereas when we talk about ultimate truth, we're just talking about the same thing, which is the lack of inherent existence. However, that does not mean that it is necessarily perceived differently by every one of us, because we can all observe a cup and see a cup, right? And it's the same conventional phenomena. So when we say that there are many different conventional phenomena, and that the appearance does not match the reality, it does not mean that it's different for every one of us. That's not the meaning.
But it can be different for different people, and the ultimate truth cannot be different for different people.
Geshe-la, michigi minyi shashe minyi ge bena purba chik thongche purba chigi ane kunsob denpa chik ra cheza mi niki purba di thondu zamba pumba di thondu zamba ane konso thongsul minrawani yon sigirbe yon sigimare
용식이래. 통출 문제가 땐데 요거래. 찍어치겼다 아니는 통 두야 백하고 요래. 가이스나 풀바치 잡로 가오지든 늦어도 나쁜지 있나 아니 미치기 잡로니 야타기디 나쁜 저 가니 마타기디 가오 통데 예 카푸바 고고시기 나라인다. 어디니는 통수 요 안나시 무소소 통출 문제가 땐데 요래 semdra니.
laso
찍어치겼다 아니는 요 말이지.
dila tongni la minyi ki tongni la mi ba yina ane tongso minrawani yang yongirbe yongi mare
어때요 말이지. 돈이 통어디 담바 돈 담바 깨님 타투 손다. 찍바 찍어 내주다 나한테는 찍바 용계지 고고 요래 손다 디카필레디 찍바레시.
laso. So let's take like one specific phenomena so it's easier to understand. So if we take, for example, a cup is a conventional phenomena, right? So if two people are looking at a cup, it is possible that we perceive a cup differently because if one is observing a cup from the front and one a cup from behind, perhaps the front is lit up and behind it's not lit up, so it's dark. So the way we perceive the cup is different, right? So the perception of a conventional truth depends upon many causes and conditions. So that's why our perception of conventional truth varies among different people. However, if two people were to observe emptiness, let's say the emptiness of a cup, what they would see is exactly the same thing because they're observing the ultimate nature of that cup. So it's always a lack of inherent existence, right? It's always emptiness, it's always emptiness. So in that way, two people observing emptiness will perceive the same thing.
Also ask questions that are not directly related to this. Whatever question you have.
Tamena.
First time today, the concept of the ultimate truth is emptiness, like one way to explain it, because like in my head now I only have this explanation by emptiness.
Sorry, can you come closer? I didn't quite get your question.
Okay, sorry, I'll try again. I heard the first time today the concept of the ultimate truth, or of the truth anyway, and it was explained by emptiness. Now, is this like a first approach to understand it? Or I don't know. Like in my head, emptiness and ultimate truth is like kind of the same now.
Okay, so is your question is emptiness and ultimate truth the same thing or are they different things? Is that what you're asking?
Maybe I don't know exactly what I'm asking, just maybe the difference between them. Or
Geshe-la, dondan denbadan doni ni kebar yore yomare.
알레 돈돈데마다 그도마다 돈이니라. 차벌 요 말이지. 돈돈데마다 돈이니 찍바레시.
There is no difference. So there are synonyms in this case. Ultimate truth and emptiness. When we're talking about ultimate truth, we're talking about emptiness. When we're talking about emptiness, we're talking about the ultimate truth. There's just different ways of saying it.
쉐 카리카리나 디땡 코랑가 닐 타투 받들라 돈이 엘라고 요래라 돈돈데마라고 할때 민문라지레 뭐 돈다리 캐벌 요 말이지.
So whenever we're talking about the ultimate nature of any phenomena, we're talking either about the emptiness of that phenomena or we're talking about the ultimate truth of that phenomena. So it's just different terms, but the same meaning.
patient. That one member to get in a dark company, but I'm
Laso. Then rin nga to share.
Oh, that's just a remember. That's delay.
So since there are no more questions, we're going to finish today's class here. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming today, and we'll see each other tomorrow. And just as a reassurance, this topic will definitely become clearer and clearer with time. Don't worry, it just takes time. We just need to be patient. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.